Today on the American Truck Podcast, Twitch is doing a 17-day Power Rangers marathon, Blizzcon is returning, Planet Coaster is getting a spring update, Telltale is making a Guardians of the Galaxy game, and we talk about what the Twitch desktop app really is.
Freelance Gamer said hello and welcome to the American Truck Podcast.
With I, Andrew C.
And Jefferson B.
I wasn't cute for anything. What is this?
Freelance Gamer. Yes!
I had a feeling you were going to do that when you were typing.
You slowed down too quickly.
There's a turn here.
So we may have just spent like the past half hour just messing around with text-to-speech in Discord.
Oh, it's so good though.
Yeah, Kyle brought out all of the old school text-to-speech
All the
memes.
Ventrilo ones, yeah.
Yep. Which not all of them worked.
Nah, some of them are still a little off because it used to use, I think Ventrilo actually used Microsoft Sam Actual.
Sam
Yeah.
actual instead of Sam metaphorical.
No, Sam Pseudo.
Oh,
Pseudo Sam?
Pseudo Sam?
serious Sam?
Oh,
Potentially, but I think that's a different story.
That's a later podcast, hopefully.
Gotcha.
But what is happening is there is some more Switch things. Well, basically, people discovered that as far as they could see, there was no such thing as an activity log, and they were all upset.
For all those times that you bring your Switch around to rooftop parties and things like that?
You know,
I guess-
sometimes you
I guess.
sometimes you get drunk and play video games, and you like to know what you did while drunk.
It seems like a fair reason to have an activity log, right there.
Yeah, that's
seems,
true.
Seems fair. So people discovered it wasn't there, and they were like, "Whoa, what the heck? Why'd you do that?" And apparently, it is there. There is an activity log, but it's got about a 3 to 10 day lag.
3 to 10 day lag.
Yeah, it doesn't show up immediately. So, like, if you play a game today, it won't say you played it till possibly 10 days later.
Something tells me this is a bug in the software.
Could be.
Because the way that I know that the activity log is supposed to directly correspond with parental controls as far as providing activity reports for how long a child is playing on a particular game.
That's good. That means
report that back
if
to
you if your child is playing the game, you won't know until 10 days later how long they played it.
Yeah,
got
that's
10 You got 10 days before you get yelled at for playing Breath of the Wild all day.
a problem.
That's a quality loophole right there. But yeah, so it does just take some time to show up. They may fix that. They may make it so it doesn't take that long. I would think it shouldn't be that difficult to just make it so it just shows up as soon as the game closes. But you know, I'm not a programmer, so I'll leave that to the Nintendo people.
There you go.
Mhm.
But they've also said that reportedly they've sold 1.5 million consoles so far.
That actually doesn't surprise me in a lot of ways because this is again part of Nintendo's thankfully new method of doing things where they have these worldwide releases that are just kind of dropping everything on us all at once. And so I could see that being a very reasonable number.
Indeed. And I did see, you know, a number of things where they were saying that it was selling more than the Wii U, which is not surprising.
Not surprising at
There's a
all.
lot of hype in this console, even though, in my opinion, the console is very flawed. But we talked about this in last week's podcast, so
Right. We've covered this ad infinitum.
so if you're curious of our freelance and I's thoughts on the Switch, that's addressed in last week's podcast. But I think it was 2 weeks ago we talked about Twitch allowing you to be able to in the future buy games right from the Twitch streamers page. And it was brought up that, you know, that there was going to be an app that you'd be able to launch those games from if it doesn't already use the, you know, something like Uplay or Steam. But I was reading some articles and they were talking about the Twitch desktop app that was coming, and I know that someone had said, well, how is that going to work? Well, it turns out because Twitch bought Curse, there already was a desktop app for Curse, and they just kind of rebranded the Curse app and called it the Twitch desktop app.
So is this a like local social streaming network thing? Like, what's the function of the app?
It's basically Steam with the Twitch browser. From my guess, from what I got gathered from it.
Okay, I had never used Curse in the past, so I'm wholly unfamiliar to the concept.
I mean, I saw it used talked about in a concept of that it could replace Discord, which I don't know why anyone would do that because Discord is magical.
True, I could see that though. Maybe for like channel-based chat rooms, if you wanted to have the tightest possible integration with Twitch.
I guess.
You know, it would be an extension of the Twitch chat.
I think the problem with that is most people already have Discord chats for their Twitch streams. So
yeah, a lot of
you've
people
got
are
a lot
cobbling
of
together.
you got a bit of a people management issue then.
That's true. I don't know, man. I was literally in a Slack chat today while at work where there's a bunch of guys talking about how they still use IRC for everything.
That's pretty crazy. And and the subject of an XKCD comic within the last week.
Several XKCD comics within the past year, actually.
So, but that'll be coming at some point, and will be the catalyst for the launching of your different games that you buy on Twitch. Basically, combining that storefront aspect into voice chat system and whatnot. Which it seems like it's kind of let's make an app that does too many things at once. But
I mean, let's just make it so that we have like 5 different game stores now. Like I'm gonna need a game store to manage all my game stores. That to me is just kind of like the weird and rough thing where it's like, can't I just get like an affiliate code from you and like throw it into my Steam library?
Right.
You know, if the kickback is really, if it contributes that much to a player's income, which I don't understand the mathematics of it, so it probably could actually contribute a large portion to a player's income. But
and at 5% of the game price times however many people actually buy the game, I mean, it could be, but it really depends on like, are people going to actually want to buy a game that a streamer is playing just because they saw it on their stream?
Well, and I feel like this is going to assume that the player does not presently own the game.
That too, yeah.
So there's a lot of questions. So does this mean that the market should really be driven towards more indie titles that are maybe not as well played and as well purchased?
Right.
There's just a lot that goes into it. I know I've been seeing a lot of like No Man's Sky streamers recently, and so what's that going to mean for No Man's Sky and for the developers and everything that goes with it? And it's a big old complicated mess of things that people above my pay grade get paid to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But in Twitch-related news, if you remember last year, they did a different set of marathons and whatnot, and this year is going to be no different. They have announced that currently going on now is a Power Ranger stream where they're going to be doing all of the episodes over the course of 17 days.
So is that every season of Power Rangers also?
That's every season.
Oh my goodness. So like starting at Mighty Morphin and going all the way to like, I don't know, didn't they do like ninjas at one point?
Mm-hmm. That's a thing.
I think there are multiple ninja-based seasons. There's one involving time, I remember. Yeah.
Never
It's
watched
weird.
Power Rangers, so I cannot contribute.
Really? Oh, dude. It was my childhood.
So I've heard.
I just saw the trailer for the new Power Rangers movie that is coming out. That is definitely hitting 90s kids right square in the feels, and no one else. And it
Too
looks
edgy.
It does, but I imagine like the young '90s kid who's just like, this was my childhood. Like they're gonna come to it like flies to honey, and that's not a problem. They can, do what you wish. But I mean, altogether, the movie looks significantly better than I was expecting it to be, which was I was expecting like this direct to DVD, like really low B kind of thing. But it's like, no, it looks like there's some serious time and talent that's been spent in this thing.
That's good. It's very good. And I'm
It is very
sure you can get all caught up on Power Rangers if you just so choose to watch the entire marathon.
If you choose to watch it for the storyline? Question mark.
I mean, I guess. From what I understand, Dr. Ubershadow watched it just for the Twitch chat.
Yeah, Tommy's AFK. You gotta report him. And they should really nerf the power sword. There's also some speculations that Tommy's actually Faker. I don't know if that's true or not.
You never know. I've heard similar speculations. As I try to negotiate this corner.
I think you and I totally got separated because my arrow that is telling me the direction to go is pointing backwards.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like you went the wrong way.
Yep. I'm probably just gonna turn around here in the desert. But speaking of things that are getting turned around, I don't know. Terrible segue. My bad.
I would agree. That was a very odd segue.
I was hoping somebody would pick it up and run with it.
I
but
didn't
nope.
know how to run with that. Because
I didn't
mean,
either.
There was a segue you could have made there,
Too tired to run.
but it was related to sandstorms in a desert because Blizzard is returning with BlizzCon in 2017, which is going to be November 3rd and the 4th, and tickets go on sale on April 5th and the 8th. Just like they normally do. They do a little split thing where you can get some tickets on one day, some tickets on another day. Those tickets are $200 if you are so inclined on going there. And I believe it's in Anaheim again. So, yeah. So if you're a Blizzard fan who wants to Blizzard all the Blizzards, you can go do that. And, well, later this month, the end of this month here,
Sure.
you'll be able to buy those.
There's
I
some
might
pretty
actually do it.
fantastic cosplay at BlizzCon. Everything
do
I
it.
see out of BlizzCon is just fantastic fanfare.
Not gonna lie, if that wasn't my birthday, I'd be kind of tempted to go.
The only reason I'm tempted is because I have a ridiculous amount of like paid time off
That's a
at the
good
moment
reason.
that I have not much to use on.
That's a good reason. Go to some cons.
Yes.
Good thing to use it on.
Go hang out at
vacation
cons.
Time. In other news here, the Planet Coaster's got a spring update coming here, and it adds some things that I didn't know I wanted. But you know what? I'm glad that they're coming because I do need them. Go-karts are coming. Sweet go-karts.
Ray, can you drive said go-kart first person?
No,
style?
probably not, because I don't think you can do it really. You can ride the rides, but it's the same way you ride any roller coaster tycoon type rides, where you're just kind of sitting in a chair. You're not really interacting with things. So I'm gonna say probably not, but there are several other types of new games that are being added as well. And something that's unique that I didn't really think about. They're adding crime. So like there's going to be pickpocketing in game, and as a result there's also now security guards and closed circuit television cameras. So
if you upgrade the security guard track all the way to the top, do you get like secret police that are your theme park police?
I don't think there's an upgrade system like that in Planet Coaster, so I'm going to say no. But if it did, that would be a fine plan.
Possibly. Wait. If you upgraded it enough, you get the Power Rangers to be your police force.
That would be unique. That'd be
Movie
very
tie-in
unique.
deal. I'm telling you, man, it could happen. You get your own League of Superheroes.
It could. You might need to harass the people over Planet Coaster a little bit, but yeah, it's a possibility. And we do know that will release on April 11th. So if you are anxiously waiting for more things in Planet Coaster, not too far off there. You'll be able to get back to that pretty soon. Let's see here. My other favorite game, City Skylines.
City Skylines.
It's getting some more DLC, as we told you before. It's got that mass transit update coming. Still no date on that, unfortunately, but they did say celebrating the 3.5 million copies. We're going to get some new building designs and whatnot, and all that stuff is coming soon.
Soon, TM?
Welcome to the land of soon TM with City Skylines nowadays. It seems like everything is kind of that way, unfortunately. But I mean, that's a thing definitely to look forward to. As somewhat useless building designs are. But there's some people who get really into City Skylines. If you ever go on City Skylines subreddit, there are tons of people who have used Mods-a-Palooza to make like recreations of cities, and they look like pretty darn real. Like you almost think that it's a Google Maps satellite view.
That's rather granular in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's really, really well done stuff, and you can tell that people put a lot of time into it. But that is not my style of city building. I've been recently, in my City Skyline plays, I've been trying to just fight with water. That's kind of been my goal. Get the water down a little bit.
How do you punch water?
I mean, I
Not
fight
that
wind
kind of
whenever I
fighting.
bike in the city, but
Not that quite. Not that
Okay.
type of fighting. But something I didn't know needed one of these games. But Telltale is making a new game since they finished their last series. Turns out this one's going to be based on Guardians of the Galaxy. It's going to be a 5-episode adventure game.
I'm all in favor of this. Telltale makes great games. Guardians of the Galaxy is a great story.
I just hope they don't keep the same formula that they've done on other games, because if you play enough of their games, you kind of get tired of that formula.
They do all kind of start to blend together after a while.
So I hope they make it a little bit different.
Yeah,
But
I'd like
we'll
to see them stretch their legs a little bit. Maybe try something new.
What are we kidding? It's going to be the same as all the last games that they've made.
Yeah, but this time with Guardians of the Galaxy colored paint on it.
That's exactly it. Exactly it.
Yeah.
That is coming soon. Like all of our
TM.
news topics today, sponsored by Coming Soon TM. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the American Truck Podcast. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button down below. Perhaps leave a comment and maybe hit the subscribe button. Bring all these videos right to your sub box, and we will see you guys in the next one.
In the next one.